I'm going to take a few minutes this afternoon and talk about TicToc. We have some slides. They're coming. Whoops, let me bring it back. TicToc by Bloomberg. So we have been airing some videos at throughout the summit today that have been highlighting some of the profile pieces we've done. We also have the kiosk in the back of the lobby. But I wanted to talk a little bit more and give you an idea of what is TicToc, who we are, and how we came about. And just to be clear, it is the TicToc with a C and not the TicToc with a K. We are aware of them. I think they do music videos or something. So TicToc launched in December of 2017, and it was really born out of a need that we recognized within the news business, that we needed to go where our consumers were, and they were going to social media. So especially when you're thinking about a mobile-first consumer, they're going to places like Twitter and Facebook and Instagram to get their news. And that's fine, except there's not, we describe it as like the wild, wild west. It's difficult to determine whether or not it's verified. It's difficult to get the kind of insights and engagements that people are looking for. And also, one of the things that we were continuing to get from a research we were getting about this audience, the audience that we already had and the audience that we wanted to continue to pursue, is that news really needed to reinvent itself. Traditional news, especially cable television, was failing this news consumer. Specifically, they did not feel like that they were talking about stories that really focused on them, and it was not focusing on stories that really illuminated their world. So we took a moment and we asked ourselves, if we need to evolve as a news brand, we need to go where these consumers are, and we also need to evolve how we tell our stories. And that's what it really came down to, was really understanding this next generation. And they're an interesting group, and we have nicknamed them the New Guard. And so a little bit that we have learned about this audience, they're younger, that we're talking about the millennial audience. They're in charge of their household, they're in charge of teams and budgets within their businesses, they're passionate about creative endeavors within their personal life, they're globally engaged and ambitious, and they want a globally engaged and business news service. We can do that. And that's what we did with TicToc. One of the things that I get asked about often is, how is TicToc different from our consumers, from our competitors? And one thing is, we've focused, number one, on global news. We are specifically native to social media, and our goal is to make it easier to consume, truly understand the biggest stories and the trends that are shaping our world. We were very specific in our launch. We didn't launch a social news with a standalone show or videos on a weekly pace. We immediately came out of the gate and committed to a 24/7 global coverage from that onset. And we needed it to seamlessly fit into our audience's everyday lives. And we also embraced a test and learn innovative spirit, which focused on storytelling. Less talking heads, more stories, more videos. And the biggest thing that I want to reiterate when it comes to what makes TicToc different, it's TicToc by Bloomberg. It is the power of the Bloomberg newsroom. We have 2,700 journalists and analysts in 120 countries. That is a presence in 120 countries where we can give you a hands-on, immediate reaction to a story, and it can be a very intimate one that speaks to what it's like to live in these areas, what it's like to work in these areas, and how this news is impacting you on your everyday lives, how it's impacting your business, and how it's impacting your families. So this is just a brief overview of who we are and what we do. I will be around this evening, so if anybody has any more questions, I will be happy to answer them to the best of my ability. I would also encourage you to follow us. We can be found on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. So now I'd like to transition to another topic, equality. Equality is something that within the TicToc newsroom we talk about. We're passionate about it. We're passionate about it as a news organization because our audience is passionate about it. And it also segues nicely into the next panel that I get the honor of moderating, specifically talking about LGBTQ equality. And so before I am joined by our panelists, I'd like to kick off this topic with a short video that really highlights where we are making progress globally and where we still have some work to do.